In October of last year, we learned by way of a heartbreaking statement from Motley Crue guitarist Mick Mars that due to his ongoing struggles with the medical condition he's battled for many years, ankylosing spondylitis, he would need to retire from touring with the band, though he was quick to note that he would remain a member of the group. In Motley Crue's statement in response to that, they thanked Mick for his contributions throughout his legendary career, but their statement was worded a little bit differently. They said Mick was retiring from the band. Last week in a lawsuit, we learned that Mick Mars felt as though the band was trying to force him out. And now we have new pictures from the studio with Motley Crue, and Mick Mars is nowhere to be seen. We're going to take a closer look. Stick around. Before we continue, if you're new to Rockfeed, be sure to subscribe with notifications on for the latest rock news. And also, I'd like to let you know that we've teamed up with our friends at DWP to give away 4 VIP weekend passes to one lucky winner to one of these amazing festivals of your choice up on the screen. I am so excited about Welcome to Rockville. I can't wait to see Hardy at Daytona International Speedway. It's going to be truly mind-blowing. You can enter to win and view official rules down at the link in the description. So Motley Crue thanked Mick Mars for his contributions. After all, the reason for his retirement was due to a medical condition he's been dealing with for many years. And Mick was adamant in that statement that he would remain a member of the band. And of course, in that lawsuit that he filed, he was adamant that he in fact is a corporate shareholder in the group's companies. And he says that the band is attempting to reduce his share in that. And so Motley Crue at the time in their statement, they thanked Mick for his contributions. But instead of saying he would remain a member of the band, they said he had retired from the band. I'd like to compare and contrast the two statements. The statement said, Mick Mars, co-founder and lead guitarist of the heavy metal band Motley Crue for the last 41 years, has announced today that due to his ongoing painful struggle with ankylosing spondylitis, he will no longer be able to tour with the band. Mick will continue as a member of the band, but can no longer handle the rigors of the road. AS is an extremely painful and crippling degenerative disease which affects the spine. It's worth noting that in that statement, they laid out very specifically that Mick would remain a member of the band. The group, though, in response, had slightly different language. They said Mick had retired from the band. Who's correct here? Motley Crue's statement claims that Mick retired from the band, when in fact, the statement you just heard from Mick specifically said he would remain a member of the group. The statement said in part, while change is never easy, we accept Mick's decision to retire from the band due to the challenges with his health. We have watched Mick manage his ankylosing spondylitis for decades, and he has always managed it with the utmost courage and grace. And now Motley Crue has entered the studio, and from the pictures we've seen, Mick Mars is nowhere in sight. Of course, they've got the great John 5, who nobody can take anything away from him. But beyond that, from these pictures, it doesn't appear that Mick Mars is present in the studio. Maybe he's out of frame. I could be wrong about that. But if Motley Crue is not involving Mick Mars in the recording process for new music with a great producer like Bob Rock, it's going to be cool to see what they come up with. It makes you wonder why. The reason he retired was because he couldn't handle the travel because of a medical condition. Why would that exclude him from composing music in the studio when we know he can compose because he's working on his own solo material? And to Motley Crue, they have, in all fairness, been very classy throughout this process. I can only imagine it's been very frustrating for them, some of the things that have been said about them in that lawsuit. So, my hat's off to them on that. I'm sure that's not easy for them to deal with. We were told he was just retiring from touring, and now it doesn't look like he's in the studio. So that's your latest update from Rockfeed. Be sure to subscribe with notifications on for the latest rock news and join the conversation over on Instagram. Take out your phone and go over right now and follow on Instagram, and you can join the conversation directly there.